Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Movie Empire is a worker placement game with some take that in it about building a movie studio. This is a game that was like right up my alley. One of my favorite computer games of all time is called The Movies, where you are generating a movie studio and you're going through and you're building movies and you're getting actors and actresses and special effects. One of my favorite things. I love movies. I love watching movies. I like building movies. And I was super excited about this board game. And then things kind of collapsed. I got my Kickstarter in. I was super excited. And the first playthrough did not go very well. To be honest, I was just a little bored. And then what happened was we played it again. It didn't really get any better. The take that was in it. I just was not doing any interesting things. Then I thought, well, maybe we're supposed to release more movies and not try to build up the scripts, which is fine, but building up the scripts was kind of the fun part of the game of what you're trying to do. And it felt almost like if you got your script together, it was more on luck. It was like this pressure luck thing you're doing, but it was just drawing cards and it wasn't that much fun. So then sometimes these events would come out and say, oh, you couldn't get any cards this round. And it's like, that's not any fun either. So there's a lot of things going on. I just felt like this game needed to be polished a little bit more. I felt like it had some good ideas, but didn't really come together all that way. Now, this is from an independent publisher, so I want to be a little bit cognizant of being a little bit too negative on the game, because I think it's a really fun game. I think if you like the worker placement aspect of it, and I think if you like some take that in your games and events, let me pause here. The more I get into games, the more I'm not liking these random events. At the beginning of the round, turn over this event, and now you can't do XYZ, or only ABCs count, or you double the price of this. I'm starting not to like that. When I see that in the game, I'm starting to be like, I'm out. I don't know that I like that too much. It feels like it's very lazy writing in these events, not just this game, but board games in general. That it's a little bit of a lazy write. It's almost like having an auction in a game. It's like, oh, you didn't want to take the time to set prices. So it's a little bit of a negative to me in that respect. Not a big take that. I don't like bashing other people. There's a lot of that in this game. A lot of that's necessary in this game to bring people down so they have as much income. I also feel like the rich get richer in this game. That once you have that engine kind of going, that you can really blow somebody away. I don't know if that's exactly what happens in practice, though, but it gives me that feeling, which makes me reduce how I enjoy the game. It just does. Now, there are a couple expansions for this game that I would say if you're going to play it, you can go ahead and add those in fairly quickly. As for this game, let me just be very frank. Didn't have a lot of fun playing it. The game mechanically works, sound enough. I see what they're going for. You're not always going to have the scripts. You're going to have to kind of put those out. It has a very good solo. I think this game probably plays better solo, maybe. I like playing against Archibald. It has some things going for it, but it just misses for me. And I want to raise it up a little bit because of the theme, but I have to be as honest with you guys as possible, as I always try to be. It's going to be a miss. I didn't have fun. The game structurally works. I think you should still give it a try. If you like the theme, I think it's going to bump it up for you. But at the end of the day, with all these games that I have, it wasn't good enough to keep. So it will be a purge. So the components from Movie Empire, you can see a lot of the parodies here. Across the box, you can see a lot of movie parodies here with Titanic. You're going to see The Godfather and Back to the Future. So they're kind of all over the place, and it gives you contents on the back. It's not a bad box here. It's kind of fun to point out the movie references that are on it. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few. You're going to get some of these boards. These are going to be the player boards. They're going to be a little bit thin that you'll be tracking your own player stuff. And you get a couple of these boards. I don't know why this couldn't have been one big board, but these are a little bit thicker than the other ones. They're going to be 4 of these little ones that you're going to have in the game. And you're going to get a bunch of cards. The insert doesn't really do you any favors here. You're going to get a bunch of cards, which are fine. You can see most of these are going to have parodies on them. The big white with what you need here and the victory points up here. And then you're going to have a bunch of meeples, which are silkscreen. You can see the little designs on them. Cubes and little tokens. Everything in here is really small. I don't know why the cards are so small and the meeples are so small. The cubes are small. The tokens are... Everything is tiny. I have no idea why. It was actually a design decision, I guess, or a production decision perhaps, but everything is really tiny in this game. Maybe they wanted to get in this size box. I don't know. So the components are nice. I do like the parodies and the humor in the cards. I wish everything was just a little bit bigger. So here's a rule for Movie Empire. It's going to come in 2 different languages. And about halfway through, you're going to see another book. So this could have been 2 books. You get a nice little page of what a production, I'm sure, is like. So when you open it up, you're going to have a table of contents and a picture of the components over here with the goal of the game and the object. You also have some basic terms, the cards, and a little bit about the terminology over here with setup. The font is rather small in this. It's something to look at. Now, playing the game, here's what the turn overview looks like. Then everything is broken down. You can see plenty of pictures and examples, and everything's in full color. And the card rolls, and these are the different options you have as a worker placement option. Then you're going to just produce movie, and this is where the game kind of gets muddled a little bit. I think this area could have been cleaned up. The premiere phase of how you do this. And then you're going to have the upkeep phase over here, and then the end of game and how you would score at the end of the game. You're going to have the expansion instructions here, some alternative modes if you want a shorter game, and then the solo rules will be right over here, and then how you play that solo, and then that will be the rule book. The rules are okay. You can see a list of some of the plans that you have and a summary page. So instead of being on the back of the page, it's in the middle of the rule book, which is kind of wonky. The rules are okay. I had some problems when I was playing it. The rules are in here. Maybe I missed them. Maybe I was tired. When I went back after my first play and read it, they were here and I kind of looked through. I think the whole clunky of the premiere phase is kind of weird. The summary being down here. Otherwise, I'd probably say it's a 5 or 6 when it comes to rule books. Not too bad, but not a shining example either. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the game. I just want to point out a few concepts and put this away. This is where you'll be keeping track of your coins. If you had 25 coins, it would go there. And if you spend 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's fairly easy. Now this will be the hearts that you'll be getting throughout the game. As it goes down, you will lose victory points. If it goes up, you will gain victory points at the end of the game. And also here will allow you to have more scripts. So here I could have like 2 movie productions going on. If I'm in this scale, only 1. Also, this is your income for each round. So if I'm down here at -3 points, I could have 1 production going at a time. You can see I have the space for 2. And I would get 2 coins. So the further you go down on this, the harder it's going to be to get out of that. Over here, you're going to see a spot where these are going to be your workers. So you're going to have 4 possible workers each round. I will have 2 that will be free that I can utilize on my turns. But I want to use this third guy, it's $3, and this guy will cost $4. And then you will be putting your scripts out to the side here. I'm not going to come back to this. I just want to give you a quick overview of how it works. So these 4 boards are going to be the main board. I have no idea whether or not just one board. Very easy around here. You're going to have your victory points that you will track. These will also be spots that the workers can go on to take their actions. So these are your worker placement spots, which I'll get to in a second. You also have some over here, which will allow you to get the production cards. You have one up here that will allow you to get the star cards. One down here that will allow you to get scripts. And this is where you will go to release movies. So those are what the 4 options are. So this is what a turn of the game may look like set up. So if you put a worker here, then you take a top secret. This will give you first player and 2 coins. This will allow you to take 2 production cards off the top of the deck at random. You just get that. But it will also cost you $2 to do it. This one will cost you $1, and you'll make somebody else go down on their heart track, and you will get the dreaded boss token, which will allow you to spend any more money this round. If you go here, you will get $5. In a 4-player game, you can go here and get $4. So those are things that you can do. If you go down here, you can pay the price on the card to get one of these production cards. They all have a cost. If you go up here, it'll cost you an extra $1, extra $2, or extra $3. Down here, you can grab one of these scripts, and they just are free to take. But if you take the second one's $1, or the next one is -2. Or you can go up here and grab one of these movie stars that you can add to your repertoire. If you want to go up here, you will premiere and you will be able to release a movie this round. So you can take all these cards and what you're trying to do is build a movie. So that's quickly. You've done this before with worker placement. You put your worker and you immediately get to take the spot that is on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this away and show you the brunt of the game, which is building a movie. This is the board I showed you earlier. You will be able to place your movies here, which we will release. So when you release a movie, you're going to have a script and at least 1 production card. So when you're playing this down, you kind of want to play the production cards in order. So in this case, I need a green and then a blue. So I can place a blue one down next, adding to my movie. And if I can get 2 yellows that are out, I'll be able to finish this movie up and score the most amount of points possible for this type of movie. So what I'd be looking for would be 2 yellow cards that I can add to the location. So maybe I would have something like this white one, which is a wild card. It's not going to score me any victory points, but I can add it to my movie in the hope of meeting the requirements. If I were able to get all of these done, and in this case, I've added all of these to my movie through my gameplay, then when I premiere this, I'm going to score 4 victory points. Now, I can always release it without all of the required cards, but then I won't score the 4 victory points. So, when you release a movie, you'll be utilizing this board right here. So on your turn, you'd place a worker here. And then during the third phase of the game, I will choose which location I want to go. I can go to America and get a $3 bonus, Europe and get a 2 victory point bonus, or go to China and get to draw an extra production card. So let's say I went here and I was releasing my movie there. I would get, since I met all the requirements, my 4 victory points plus my 2 additional. That would give me 6 victory points. On top of that, you're going to have these trends, these cards that will be out, and they will require different things as the movies progress. So in this case, I'm looking for a drama. Let's say this is the current trend. That would be right here on the game board. So if I meet that requirement, which I did because War in the Jungle or Full Metal Jacket is a drama, then I would grab this additional victory point here. If I were to release it in Europe, which I did, I would get 2 victory points and an extra heart that I'd be able to add to my repertoire, which would give me ongoing bonuses. So that's kind of how that works. And then you'll be able to add that in each round. And if I make this requirement, so I can utilize this to score as many victory points as possible. That's a quick overview of how the premieres work. The other thing of note are these kind of event cards, what they call Mr. Grumpy, that will come out every round. Now, every round, he will do something that will kind of be the focus of the round. So in this case, I can't take any production cards. Now, there are ways for me to get around this. If I paid 4 coins, and this wouldn't apply to me. If I was able to use one of the dossiers I was able to gain through my gameplay, I would cancel this card for myself only. Or if I'm at the top, so if I'm at here at 5, 6, or 8 at the top of this track, then this would also not apply to me. So these are just random things that will happen each round. I personally don't like playing with these very much. I just don't like this randomness, but that's just me. But one of these will come out at the beginning of each round. At the end of the game, you're going to tally up your victory points, and whoever has the most is going to be the winner. For every 3 coins you have on your track, you get an extra victory point. Whoever produced the most movies will get 3 additional victory points. And whoever released the most movies in each genre, action, comedy, and drama, will get 3. So there's 12 points that are up for dibs right there. And whoever released the most movies in each of the markets. Remember, you can always release these movies either in Europe, which is here, America, or China. You're going to get 3 points for releasing the one in the most. So whoever released the most American movies will get 3, Europe, and China. So that's another 9 points that are up for grabs at the end of the game. Then whoever has the most victory points is deemed your winner. Who should buy this game? I'm going to say strictly for fans of the theme. If you like the theme of building movies, and this is going to be right up your alley and propel it up a little bit for you. Worker placement fans, this is going to be another worker placement game. There's a lot of those to choose from nowadays. It has some take that into it, so be aware. If you're anti-take that, stay away from this game at all costs. If you don't mind some take that and some player interaction, that can be pretty mean at times, then this will be right in that wheelhouse for you. But I think this is going to be strictly for fans of the theme. I don't think it will branch out much from that. So Movie Empire is going to be a purge for me, even though I'm a huge fan of this genre. Worker placement, the theme, etc., everything that goes along with it. It just didn't hit up to the standard that I would keep. So the Mies is probably a 5 or 6 on the BGG scale, and your mileage may vary. It's going to be a purge, folks. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.